Terra Uranium has expanded its uranium footprint in the Athabasca Basin in Canada. Joining me today to discuss is Executive Chairman Andrew Vigar. Andrew, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Likewise. Andrew, you made a bold prediction last year that uranium would hit 100 per pound by Christmas. You weren't far off.
Oh, mate, I'm really disappointed. I missed it by a couple of weeks. I'm going to have a talk to a few of those people who've been feeding me information.
And the staking of more claims at the recently acquired Rapid River project comes at a good time, as all the remaining ground in this area has now been taken. Does this validate that Terra is focusing its efforts at the right address?
Yeah, very much. As you know, our company is focused on the area around Passfield Lake itself, and we acquired our first projects over 2 years ago. And we're now using all the information we've gathered during that period to build a good structural and geological model of that area. Passfield Lake itself is a major uplift feature in the basement. It's about 400 metres shallower than it should be. There's a lot of conjecture about what it might be, whether it's a meteor impact, whether it's an intrusion, what's going on there. And we're starting to pull all that data together now with a structural expert. That project's been going on for about a month or two. But during the process, we'd identified what we now have as the Rapid River area. They were really standing out as very prospective. So we thought we'd put an application in and grab that ground, which we did before Christmas. And as it turned out, it was very timely, because since then, late last year, all the surrounding ground around us is now pegged. There's nothing left. So that was a bit of a piece there on the west, and we got the best part of it. So the timing was good.
And in terms of your work activities this year, does the high uranium current price accelerate upcoming programs, or does Terra take a step back and reevaluate things?
Well, we've been a steady explorer all the way through. We've stuck to what we would like to do. We may be able to accelerate things. I don't think we'll change course too much. But obviously in this market, exploration success is all about one thing, and that's money. Where exploration is expensive, we're drilling deep holes. We feel that this will make it somewhat easier for us to raise the funds that we would like to raise. We've been in discussions now for some time with joint venture partners, direct investments in our projects. They're even more excited now. So hopefully we can close those quickly. But by the same token, we may even go and raise a little bit more on the market. We'll just take as it comes. But our underlying plan remains unchanged. Helped somewhat by the market, which is good.
And a detailed regional assessment is currently underway of the Passfield Lake geological feature. What are you investigating, and how will that assist in facilitating decisions on what the next steps are?
Yeah, it's a very interesting structure. I guess we've introduced in particular the ANT, ambient noise tomography, exploration technique to the Athabasca. It's now been picked up by various other companies who are now trialling it on known deposits. It's working, from our information, extremely well. We'd like to apply that technology to both our Parker project and also our Rapid River, the new area, and further parts of Passfield. So we think that will allow us to map out what's going on down there at the unconformity, because that's the place that we're chasing, those giant deposits with superb grades that are right at the unconformity or just above it.
Andrew, we're off to a very strong 2024. Any more predictions?
Oh, goodness me. The last one was out a bit, as I said, by about 2 weeks. I'm not really an expert on this area. I follow the market. I listen to what people are saying. I think that everyone's starting to realise that there is a massive shortage of supply of uranium. Reactors are continually being built. There's about 60 odd under construction in the world at the moment. Other places like the Middle East are now moving into it as well. I think there's a realisation that particularly industry, power, it's not just electricity, but it's also heating for industry, for commercial processes. Nuclear is ideal for that. But as I said, the whole problem is supply. I mean, there's just nobody coming on. Nobody's really building projects of any real scale at the moment. They're years and years and years away. And in the meantime, the utilities want supply, and that's going to continue to push the price up. I've seen predictions of 150 or even 200. 200 is not an unusual price. It was pretty steady around that price in the mid 90s, in 1990s, and then into 2006, 7, 8, it was around that 200 mark spot price. It's really looking at those long-term contracts and seeing how the long-term contracts are matching with the spot market. And certainly the long-term contracts at the moment aren't very far behind spot. So it's certainly no downside. Upside, most definitely. And I guess affecting a small company like us is really where it comes into, for our investors. There's been really not a lot of support for the juniors, our end of the market. The producers and the soon-to-be producers, sure, but not a lot at our end. But it's coming now, and that built-up demand has got to come out sooner or later. Money's coming off the sideline. Investor money's coming back into the market for all commodities. People are thinking uranium's a good thing, which it is.
That was Executive Chairman of Terra Uranium, Andrew Vigar. Andrew, always a pleasure.
My pleasure. Anytime, mate.